Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode of Secrets in the Saddle, All Things Cycling podcast with your host, Sylvie Daou, and cycling coach. So before we get started, I have some quick announcements. I have two, actually, and they are related to winter or cycling training skills. Now, August is about the time where a lot of us start thinking about, what am I going to do to, improve what I'm already doing now? So you think about, how am I doing on the road? What kind of skills would I love to improve, and how am I going to get those skills? And that's where I have something so amazing for you. It doesn't matter where you're sitting because we're in like 35 different countries. Amazing. So this can impact all of you if it interests you or piques your interest. So the first thing is I have a cycling skills online 4-week workshop for women. And this is where we're going to, it's only for September and October. Each week we focus on a different skill. So first we really work on what is a smooth pedal stroke and how to get more efficient. I'm going to share with you the skills and tips and my secrets about that. And then we're going to move on to hills and then speed. And then we finish it up with nutrition. We also talk about our weight training program, which is so important for strength training to become better. With this one, it's super fun because every week we do the workshop and then I give you homework and then we have a Q&A. So you basically have me as a coach for the whole month. And that is cyclingskillspro.com. You can register now, secure your spot September or October. Then the next one is a much longer, more training, more geared towards working towards goals and really drilling in the skills that we go through in the 4-week program. Pedal stroke, then we get into the drills and it's periodized. I also help you with organizing yourself to be scheduled in your training so that you don't overdo it and you become very intentional. I just love this because a lot of people just get on the online programs and they just go for broke all the time. You have to plan it. It's an 80-20 rule, 80% endurance, 20% intensity. And if you're not getting that, you're just going to basically overtrain yourself and overdo it. So the 16-week program is dedicated to that and so much more. So this starts in November to March. So it's truly through the winter. Weight training, online program, maybe some racing, group riding. All of that is going to be part. You just join us and we'll take care of your winter training. Now go to 16weekroadcycling.ca and secure your spot. Registration is not open right now, but those who are on the VIP will get a chance to secure a spot at an early bird price. So don't wait, get on the list. All right, take care and have an amazing day. And don't forget to ride your bike. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Secrets from the Saddle podcast, all things cycling with your hosts, Sylvie Daou and Jan from Romania, who is the founder of Velomobileworld. So you guys, this is so amazing. I'm just going to tell you a little bit before we bring Jan out, how I found him. And this is the fun part about this podcast, is that finding people who are doing really cool things in and around the world of cycling. So I was on a Facebook cycling page. I saw a gentleman with a Velomobile. He posted about it. I reached out to him. He wasn't keen on getting on audio or on the podcast. And he's like, go check out the community. I'm like, okay. So I checked out the community and I reached out to Velomobileworld and I got Jan, the founder. So look at where things can take you. So before we bring Jan out to talk about his story, I'm just going to give him a little intro. So Jan came into contact with Velomobiles in 1997 when he was cycling to school one morning and saw 3 of them pass by. The second time he saw them, he followed them to the production, to the company was Flevobike. So Flevobike. So you have to go search that one. His interest immediately peaked, and visiting Flevobike every day after school, becoming became a new standard. So he eventually got himself a job there, which is what you do when you're super interested in things. And after working Saturdays and holidays for 2 years, he finally built his own first Velomobile. So this is where we're going to get into just the whole history about how he really got intrigued with this. So before that, after studying mechanical engineering, so that's where it all comes into play, being an engineer, he left for Romania in 2003, where he worked for different social projects. So he met his wife, and then together they started the business. So welcome, Jan. I'm so excited to learn more about this growing community in the cycling world.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
And so Jan's sitting in Romania, which is super cool. So Jan, tell us about that day when you were biking to school. I'm assuming it was university at the time.
No, it was high school.
It was high school. So tell us about that moment and what was going through your mind when you saw these.
Okay, yeah.
Bikes pass.
It's a while ago, high school.
Well, I know.
That's I need to dig deep. Well, we have in the Netherlands we have really beautiful bicycle infrastructure. So on the right side you have a bike lane. In that direction, and on the left side you have in the opposite direction. And I was using with my normal bicycle the opposite direction because it was shorter to my school. And they came with 3 elevators. They're aluminium Velomobiles, and I was really like, whoa, what's that? They went so much faster than I could go, and I have a bit of sickness in my mind. On the moment I'm on a bicycle, I don't allow somebody else to be faster as I am, and that it's quite a challenge with a bicycle where you go to school to beat the road bikes. But I could beat them approximately. At least I was proud enough of myself that I could hold on with them. But these guys were definitely much faster than the road bikes. So I was like, okay, this is something else. So the second morning, I just followed them. I was a bit early for school, and I followed them to Flevobike. And so I asked them, hey, but you built them yourself. Is this your hobby? And they looked like me like, well, you see, that's a company. We built them here. And I was 14. So
wow.
They didn't let me drive. They didn't let me test drive a Velomobile. So I had to convince my father to test drive one for me.
Was it because you were too young?
Yeah, too young.
Okay.
They were like, no, we're not gonna let him test drive a Velomobile.
Right.
And I drove my parents mad about this bicycle and about the Velomobile. And then my father bought a second-hand Velomobile for himself officially. But I was allowed to cycle it, and that's how I started to cycle on Velomobiles. And I came there every afternoon anyway to ask questions at the company. And there was a day they were just annoyed. They're like, look, there are some dirty bikes. Go and clean them, and we will see if we'll pay you.
Right.
I said, okay, I will clean them. And somehow they were happy with it, what I was doing. And then they teach me how I make wheels, how to lace wheels, how to tune wheels,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then that was the start for me in the Velomobile. So I've been working from I was 14 till 19, 20 years. And then I moved to Romania first to do these social projects for 3 years.
So when you were working in Velofit,
Flevobike.
Velobike,
Flevobike.
Flevobike, when did you decide that engineering was the way to go? And did you do that in, like, foreseeing that this is what you were going to do?
No, not really. It was more the choice of my parents.
Oh, okay.
I
Thank you,
wasn't
parents. Engineering's not so bad.
It's not bad. I was not so sure about what to choose, and then my parents just enrolled me in mechanical engineering, because they said, look, you like these bicycles, and it's very practical if you study something which you can use if you want to go on with these bicycles.
Oh, so they're the ones who first saw this. They're like, okay, you need this. You're like,
well, not necessarily. They were like, I was passionate about the bicycles, and the rest I didn't really care that much about career or thinking about something. And they dragged me already to a couple of. They have this open evenings, I think it's called, when the schools are open and they show. So they dragged me already twice to something, and I was not really interested. And then they just enrolled me, and I liked it a lot. And it was okay. It was okay. I did the study.
It was good for them that it worked out, right?
Yeah, it worked out.
Did you go to school? Did you go to school in Romania, or did you finish school in Netherlands and then go to Romania?
Yeah, no, I've been the engineering I did in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And the day I got my diploma, or I think it's called diploma.
Degree, yeah.
Degree. I left to Romania as voluntary to work in voluntary projects.
Okay.
That was not fully the choice of my parents. It was my choice.
You're like, you guys got school. I'm going to go do this now. So
yeah.
What were these projects that led you, these social projects that led you to meet your wife, that led you to get your, okay, so where in the time frame did you build your first Velomobile?
Oh, I don't know.
Because said you took 2 years.
98, somewhere I built my first Velomobile.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you take that with you, or did you kind of leave that behind and then come back?
I left. I sold everything and I left.
Oh, okay.
No, I needed the money.
Yeah, really. So you went to Romania, and all this time when you're doing the social projects and you met your wife, were you always thinking about coming back and starting a business?
Oh, no, not at all. No. I thought my career was pretty good in this social works. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were after we were in Romania. We had a disagreement with the management of this foundation.
Right.
My wife is, by the way, Dutch. For the people who thinks I found a Romanian women. So we moved back to the Netherlands, and then we did a kind of Bible school social project in Brazil.
Okay.
in Belo Horizonte, and there they had the concept that they teach people how to set up businesses.
Oh.
And then I was like, okay, that's fun. That's fun. But I didn't like the thing is in the social projects, you get really very, very, very little paid.
Yeah.
So it's not fun. So then I thought, okay, we can do something social. We can do in business. We help develop a country. We help and Velomobiles, which I really, really like, and keeping some money also for myself.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's practical. If you get sometimes 200 euros a month, you're like, that's not much.
Yeah. No, seriously. So
Mm-hmm.
is that where was that your first business idea?
Yes.
Was coming back to the bikes?
Well, when I came back from Brazil directly, I was hired as employee at Velomobile NL.
Okay.
Yeah, and after a couple of months, they asked me if I wanted to be a partner in the business.
Wow.
Yeah, that was for me also a wow, and it was a bit of shock.
Why?
Because they knew me from I was 14. I've been working with them on and off, and if you become partner, most of the time you need to pay something, to buy shares in the company, and they were very keen borrow me kind of the money for buying a part in the company.
Okay.
So that was really cool. And then I told them but long term I want to start a business in Romania. And they were like, yeah, cool. How much you need?
Wow. You're like, what else can I ask for?
No. I wasn't that. I was like more like, okay, shit.
Oh.
I really have to go. Oh yeah, that's not proper words.
No, I'm sure you're thinking that. You're like, now I've really got to do this.
Yeah, because then I have many ideas, and then out of the blue, you're like, okay, now all the opportunities are lined up. Okay, now I have to do it. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Which is pretty a big step, because my oldest daughter was 7-8 months.
Oh, okay.
We were planning on the second child. You go to live in a different culture again. Running a business when you had never had any business. In a country where I didn't spoke perfectly the language. So yes, that was a bit of a challenge.
So was this was this back in Brazil where you started this business, or were they offered you the opportunity?
No, where they offered me the opportunity is directly after Brazil. So in Brazil, we stayed like a half year. But my wife didn't like Brazil too much because we were living in a favela. We've seen a couple of people killed in a half year, and my wife was like, no family here.
Yeah, really. I see that. So where did all this happen? Where you got the opportunity? What country was that in?
Netherlands.
Oh, back in the Netherlands.
Back in the Netherlands.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm just trying to put it all together, because people are probably gonna be like, whoa, okay. You're back in the Netherlands. Velomobile
NL.
Okay. So it's not Flevobike. This is Velomobile.
Correct. Yes, they changed the company a bit.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it was, and then they renamed it?
No, they split it.
Oh, okay, got it. So you go back to one of the owners that you used to work with, and they hired you there.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it now.
Okay.
So now what year is this when you started to
be partner?
When they were offering you the opportunity to buy in as a partner?
Starts 2009.
Okay, so that is, so 11 years ago.
Yeah.
12 years ago.
Yes, that's 12 years ago.
Okay, so now you've been given this opportunity. You've got all these ideas. Oh my gosh. How did you get this all together to where you are today? Because, like, talk to me about that.
Hard work.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Was this company,
yes.
when you came into it, was it on its way up? Like, or were they kind of like looking for new blood and they saw you? They're like,
Velomobile NL, when I came in, had if you ordered a bike, you had to wait 3 years to get yours.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Yeah. So they needed something to speed up.
You mean on-site construction? Like, we got to build these bikes ourselves?
Yeah, we were in the Netherlands. We were building the bikes by ourselves back then.
Okay.
And then when they give me the opportunity to start in Romania, the company, we discussed this in 2009.
Yeah.
And in 2010, I started the company on paper in Romania.
Right.
But I needed 1.5 years to make sure we had a spot where we could building.
Yeah.
Get all the authorizations and build.
So that was 2012. So you're back in your home country.
No, 2012. I'm in Romania.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Romania. Right. Okay. So
I think
that's right. So you come back. So yeah, so Romania. All right. So now you're building, and so you're producing your own bikes.
Yes.
So the trikes, so everybody, what a velomobile is, and I wrote this down because I was like, had a little time. So it's a cycle car, so it's a bicycle car that is human powered. So it's like a vehicle. You might have seen these around. If you can picture like a trike or a recumbent bike, and they're becoming more popular now, but it has a like an aerodynamic shell around it. And I highly encourage you guys to go just Google Velomobile. There are some really, really cool I don't know, machines out there. Like it's like having a sports car for a bicycle. So just bring us into the whole community that is now wrapped around these. Like, you started your business, and when did you go global with that? Or was it already kind of a global thing?
Well, I started the company together first with Velomobile NL.
Yeah.
And in 2015, I bought the whole Romanian company. And then I directly focused more and more on globally, but it always has been global. But the first companies were all in the Netherlands, and they are still there. But yeah, the sales it's very, very globally, and because of the internet, it's also much easier to have a global presence.
Right.
Because when we started Velomobile NL, internet was very poorly used. So having a global presence, it was very difficult.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, the internet changed a lot of things for a lot of us.
Yeah, we have an interview now.
I remember, well, I had a business from 2001 to 2009, and it was all like word of mouth, but it was local here. But, you know, and now I just, like, it was a fitness studio, and now I just look at what the social media does for these places. It's amazing. I can't even imagine what my business would have been like if I had started, say, 5 years ago. But
yeah.
So now you're focusing on the global community, because like you take orders. So I do see that you have sellers in Canada and you have sellers in the United States. And so they place orders with you?
Yes. They place orders with us, and we deliver them to them. And
how do you deliver them?
Well, that's recently pretty impractical became.
Because if they don't go on the boat, they must go by plane, right?
Well, recently they go by boat.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was like,
They have been shipped with airplane.
Yeah.
Because it was even cheaper most of the times. Because it's of course a very light package.
Right.
So it's not too expensive. But yeah, right now air traffic is really low, so now they're with boats. So that can take a couple of weeks extra.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay. It's not that bad with the boats.
Might as well charter your own plane and bring them all across, and then start moving them around these states.
Nah, I think we're not big enough for that one.
Yeah. So you've got so just recently you're rebranding. So let's talk about that. And you've got some new projects on the go.
Yeah.
And what are those?
The rebranding or the projects?
Well, let's start with the rebranding, and then I assume the projects are under the new brand.
Yeah, well, we were called Velomobile RO from Velomobile Romania.
Yeah.
Until I think 2016. Then I started the idea of like, hey, I think there's a very big global market, and I don't want to stay only Germany and only mouth-to-mouth commercial. It works very well. The majority of our clients are a friend of a client of us or a colleague. So the colleague tried after work hours, tried in Velomobile, was very happy about it, and so on. We get the majority in, but it's pretty difficult to be present on the other side of the big lake, which is called Canada and America. So that's why we said let's rebrand it and let's focus more on the whole worldwide community. So yeah, that's going on. It's a lot of work to be social presence everywhere. It's a lot of work. I didn't thought that I would spend at least 3 hours a day.
On social media?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure you can hire somebody for that, though.
Yeah, I have hired already somebody for it because and even then I spend still time on it because we have also a YouTube channel, and that's still me making the videos with somebody and making sure.
Well, that's kind of the fun stuff, the creative side.
Yeah, making the videos is really fun.
Yeah.
But check Facebook if you have comments and have to answer comments.
Oh, yes. And I owe to thank you for getting back to me so quickly. Or somebody. And then you got back to me and you're like, okay.
Yeah, it was somebody.
Direct message me.
Yeah, it was somebody else. It was somebody else who was like, you this time you need the answer. I'm like, oh okay. So yeah.
So do you have representatives in this community? It's like when I first came across it, or the gentleman, like, and he directed me to this community in California, and I was like, whoa. So they had their own Facebook page and everything, and that's where I found like the company. And but it seems like there's all these little Velomobile communities like all over the country. Like everybody's got their own Facebook page, or like maybe there's one big one for the United States.
I don't know, to be honest.
Oh yeah, well you start searching, because that's where I found you. But it seems like there's a lot, and they're very personalized. So do you personalize? Or do
well, people can I don't personalize in too much details anymore, because it's impossible to keep track. In the previous, you had a client coming over, you had a one-to-one conversation with him, you make a sketch how the paint and the customized paint will be. But if you produce like 10 bicycles a week, I have no idea how we streamline all this information. If somebody from the States wants to have a personalized Velomobile,
right?
I'm sorry, I don't know how to get all this information proper to production.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So I noticed that on your site you have a lot of different options. And because like I have a friend who does personalized paint jobs for bicycles. And he's local to me, like I know him, and I just listened to his card about people and their colors and the decals and everything. So do you get that detailed in some of your personal products?
No,
like say,
well, we have a standard color patterns available. There you can already choose which part is painted. Oh, wait a second. It didn't work out. Yeah, so I will go a little bit back so you can cut out.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Details. Come on. So how much details we can have? All kind of color combinations you have. There's also the option you request a special color that's available, or at least, for example, sometimes they ask a color which we try to paint, but it's like, no way,
Right.
If there is, sometimes they want a certain Lamborghini colors, and Lamborghini is not telling always what's the recipe.
Right.
So you need to imitate the color, and then we are like, no, it's too much risk that we are off. We're not exactly that Lamborghini what he has in mind. So we're like, no, I'm sorry, we can't do it.
Yeah, I think that's what my friend's problem is, like, because they're like, well, it's a little off. I want a little darker. He's just like,
no.
Yeah, you're like,
possible.
No. It'll cost you another $500 for me to repaint. Do you want this?
Oh, that's cheap.
Oh, yeah, well, it's a bicycle, but I guess it's more his time.
Only
right?
the bicycle. Yeah. I thought the whole car for €500. I will bring my bikes to them.
Yeah, but you have to sand it down again and then repaint, and I don't even think he charges, but I'm like, you should. So now you got those branding, you got your new company, not your new company, so what's the next big thing for you right now? Is it your new, you said you had a new project.
Luckily the phone also doesn't work by you.
Yeah, I know this alarm.
Yeah, we have a couple of new models coming on the market.
Cool.
About one model I can talk and one I cannot talk.
Oh, okay. Surprise. So when are these launched? So people can watch for them.
Snook. That's it's a fast, small Velomobile for people until 1.80 meters. Because we have the markets in Korea, China, Taiwan is growing very fast for us.
So a smaller model.
Yeah, because the Asians kind of disappear in the West European Velomobiles.
Okay.
Because we built the Velomobiles that people from 2 meters fits in.
Right.
And and the Asians are just a little bit smaller than 2 meters. Yeah. And if you put them in a Velomobile, they kind of disappear in it.
Well, this is a good insight that you need a different model or condense it.
Yeah, we didn't develop it. It's Velomobile NL developed this bike, and we built it. But I'm very looking forward to how that one will go. The pre-sale was already really good. So
cool.
Even there was already pre-sale of, I think they sold 50 Velomobiles and they have none ready.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah, that's pretty good for us. And I have, of course, some other developments with. I'm searching for a bio resin with a bio fiber.
Okay.
So we get them a bit better, ecological, more friendly.
Okay.
Although Velomobile is, of course, already a very eco-friendly product.
Right.
If you compare the production of a Velomobile, it's about the same carbon footprint as one seat of a car.
One seat.
Yeah, one seat of a car is about the same impact as one Velomobile.
Wow.
So it's pretty good, but it can be better.
Right. Well, I'm sure that there's always new products coming out because, just these days and age, people are looking for better, more economic, not
Ecologic.
yeah, economical, not economic, ecological.
Ecologic. Yeah.
Yeah, products. Yeah. Now, here's a question: who like in the majority of men to women, who's buying more of them these days? Oh, I know men. Is there a small percentage of women who are getting into these? Or is it more of a male dominated kind of thing?
It's a male dominated engineering
yeah.
orientated people.
You don't have a woman in there giving her feminine kind of, you know, if you want to attract women to this is what you kind of need.
The snook attracts way more women than men.
What? This new what?
This new model we bring out, which is smaller, so the Asian market fits in better. It's very attracted by women. So there we have, I'm not sure, but I estimate around 30% is women. Where in the rest of the Velomobile, I think it's more like 2-3%.
Right. Because if I look at the other ones, they kind of look like high-end sports cars.
Yeah. And also sport cars attracts more men than women.
Well, yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. So are you targeting more women now?
No.
Not necessarily.
No. Not really. No,
come on.
I'm sorry I even didn't thought about it. I make a notation for the...
Yes, I think you should.
For the marketing department.
You need to get a female salesperson out there.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple ladies with their Velomobiles. It's like having a high-end motorcycle, you know, standing beside it.
Yeah, I really should. I'm really, thanks for the idea.
So, all right, now can you share with us any more insights about the company? We've got some new branding, we got some new products, and hey, how many people do you employ? Because you must be one of the larger companies.
Yeah, 45
wow.
employees. Yeah. Since we went in Corona with 28 employees, and now we have 45, and we were still. If I could find 8 people and train them tomorrow, then I will have 8 to 10 more.
Hey everyone, job in Romania.
Yeah. Well,
put your engineering to work.
It's let's say, especially in the composite, we work with carbon fibers. It's very difficult to train people. It can take for example, last week we had to say goodbye to somebody who worked almost a year because she couldn't go to the next level of working. After a certain period, we expected first you can make, for example, the parts but you will not see. They are structural perfect, but not beautiful.
Right.
And then after a certain period of time, of course, they expect also better salaries. And then you're like, okay, but we expect then the next level, and it's gonna look also nice.
Right, I get you.
And she was like, no, I'm not gonna. This is it. This is my max. And I was like, yeah, but. Sorry.
Wow. So it takes like a year to train, you know, and to start producing a quality product that you can actually use.
Well, luckily not so bad.
Well, maybe not a year, but you know what I mean? Like, of course.
At least at least a month. There's
Right.
nothing useful getting out of their hands. um, and then they can make parts where what is also we need that parts, but they're not visible. You cannot see them, but they're
Right,
technical
okay.
perfect, and so it helps to speed up production. But on the moment you need more and more people, you need them to be on the quality level you need to have them.
Right. Of course.
And this person was also not only quality, it was also, she was like, I also don't know if I like the job enough.
Oh.
So we were like, yeah, your quality need to go up, and you think you don't like it that much. I think we better just say goodbye to each other, stay friends with each other, and just
that's probably
go your
a good
way.
move.
Yeah, because I'm daily in the company, and I really, if I see people like, okay, I'm on my job.
So do you do a lot of company culture, like with your employees?
I really try. I really try to have a company where people come with passion and energy to the company.
Right.
So if you see somebody who is kind of draining, I have a talk with the person to have first of all say, okay, this is the philosophy of the company, that people come with passion, energy. Maybe you never thought about it in previous companies you worked. That's an aspect of working. Well. We have a couple of persons who worked 10 years at a shoe factory or at a sewing factory.
Yeah.
And they never thought about that work could be a part of fun and doing things that you like.
Right.
So they don't never thought about it, that working could be fun, and you do the thing which you do with passion, and you try to do your best. So the majority of the persons, if we haven't talked about them with them, like, hey, I see you have a little bit, your body language is like, oh, I'm on my work, and majority changed directly afterwards. And a couple of them, they like, what a weird company.
Yeah, like this is not a weird company.
Oh well, I had in the beginning because of course I'm not from Romania, and I did some things culturally a bit weird. That people in the neighborhood like, well, it's fun to work with Jan, but you need to be a bit weird.
You're like, don't worry, just embrace it.
Yeah, I don't understand that people. I always tell them at least once a month, if you don't like it here, we can change things. And if still not, just go somewhere else to work.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, I could probably see that people, like you said, aren't used to working in an environment that is fun, you know, like that the employer actually cares about you. Like you're just there to produce, like you said, you know, a sewing company to a shoemaking company, like they're there to, So it's probably a big shock for them as well to be like part of somebody who actually cares about them as an employee. And it's just not
well,
normal.
no, it's not need. It's becoming more and more the standard in Romania. It was the majority of the companies, the people were an extension of the machine.
Yeah.
But that is changing. I'm very happy with it. But the companies who treat still their employees as an extension of the machine, they have around 5% turnover per month of employees.
Wow. That's something you don't want, for sure.
No.
Especially you got to train somebody, like you spend a lot of time training them to get them to a level where you need them to be good.
No, we have more in turnover, like 2-3% a year. Of like, or if somebody is in the first 3 months, I don't count these ones, because in the first 3 months you're like, it fits or doesn't fit. And that one, that's I see it as normal, because sometimes you just don't fit as company, a person together.
Right. You know, it's funny. I was just thinking of a couple people I'm going to send your contact info to.
Okay.
Well, they're very passionate about cycling. That's for one. One is an engineer, actually. And you know, but that's just the thing. Like, you never know what people are looking for, but you're like, oh, well, job in Romania. I don't know.
I don't think so. People moved from Canada to Romania too much. We have a couple of Romanians who left to Canada.
Yeah, I bet. Who knows? But
who knows?
So we're gonna bring this to a close. This has been amazing. Like, I am fascinated about these, and now that I've thinking about them and I learned more about them, I'm sure I'm gonna see more of them. Actually, I've never seen one like that where I live. However, maybe it's because of the winter. I don't know.
We had a dealer in Toronto, but
okay. Well, Toronto is still, like, you can probably get away with cycling using that year round. Where I live, not so much. Like, the winter, you'd have to park it and pick up your skis.
That's cool. The skis.
Yeah. Toronto, you can get away with it. And then you've got Vancouver, definitely, or BC, and anything in between, you get tons of snow. But
okay. So what's from which period to which period it's snowing at you guys?
Well, where I am in Quebec, November to March.
Oh, okay. So you just got rid of the snow.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So people are out cycling now. Where Toronto, it's a little bit more southern, and they don't get the snow like we do. Like, it comes and it disappears quicker, and it's just that much further south than us.
We today it's 20 degrees here Celsius. So that's pretty hot. And tomorrow it could snow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we expect snow again here.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I suppose. You are kind of a northern climate. But we're at the top of the hour. This has been amazing. And I know you have to get back to work. Starting the day, started this early. So everybody appreciate is up at 5 in.the morning, getting myself beautified for this interview. But it's all completely worth it. And I'm encouraging everybody to go to your website, check out the sales page. Just check out the pictures. Like, they're amazing. some of the models that are out there. And I see, like you said, there's a huge market for these. More and more people on bicycles these days because of COVID, I have to say, because, you know, that kind of boosted sales exponentially everywhere.
Yeah.
As you can attest, you're probably having trouble getting parts like everybody else.
Very important.
Yeah. So thank you to Jan, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in to this episode. And don't forget to put your notifications on and give us your biggest takeaway. Or if you have questions for Jan, or like you're just curious about the bikes, let's hear those questions. And don't forget to give us a 5-star, because Jan and I would, we deserve it, right? 5-star review, a 5-star plus a review. And don't forget to share and just dive into this community. Thank you so much, Jan, for taking your time out of your day in Romania. And we'll see you on another episode. Thank you.